Many karate senseis love to say, use your hip, turn your hip, vibrate your hip, or pull the power up from the ground to make your technique stronger. But are you really understanding what they mean? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I did not understand it at all first. I felt my hip move, but couldn't get the power to my fist. Or especially that pull the power up from the ground concept was a mystery for me for years. But this one fact, after realizing it, made a huge change. The fact is, the hip itself does not rotate. Let me repeat it. The hip itself does not rotate. So in this video, let me take you through a full tutorial on the back hip usage. First, let me start off by explaining why this movement is effective and where I am talking about. Let's take an example of a front stance. Okay? So you're in your front stance. There are two sides to your hip, the right side and the left side. Usually, when you are in the front stance, you are either facing the front or facing the side. In this video, we're going to describe this as your front side of the hip or the front hip, and this as the back hip. This also applies for koukutsudachi back stance, front hip, back hip, or kibadachi horse stance, front hip, back hip. If your style has any other stances, such as a cat stance or a other horse stance, shikodachi, not kibadachi, then the same rule applies. We're going to be talking about the back side. So, how does this muscle or how does this part move? This is basically the hip joint we are talking about. So, what it does is, it does two things regarding karate. Number one, the thigh bone and the pelvis becomes obtuse. The line becomes completely flat or at an obtuse angle. And number two, it goes acute right here, and the pelvis is pointed this way. So I think you can see it from the side view. My pelvis is here, my thigh is here, thus creating this line right here. If I show it to you from this way, this line, okay? And if you cannot use this part effectively like this, your techniques are going to be upper body oriented. This is the big point. You know, all these phrases such as use your hip for punching, or pull the power up from the ground, or use your legs to punch. You know, all these, I would say, advices related to the lower body, you won't be able to do it if you cannot use this. You will only be punching like this and not from the hip. Let me show you a difference. Let me just punch from my upper body, especially the chest, or just the arm and the shoulder. I mean, this creates power to a certain level, but if you add the hip from here, this is much stronger because you're turning the hip, pulling up the power from the ground, or in any way. If you think about it, other sports use the same mechanism as well. Let's take an example of golf, right? I don't do golf professionally, so please bear with me on that part. When you do golf too, you swing this back, right? You charge up on this hip, okay? You charge up here and you swing. Baseball too, you charge up here and you swing. Tennis, you charge here, swing. Soccer or basketball, any sport where you take a step to the side, you charge here and you step. And if you cannot use this, basically, you'll be like this. Or you'll be hitting it like this. So this part, okay, especially the backside, has to be like working like a cushion, okay? So before we go into how you can activate it, let's first stretch out the body so your body is capable of using this muscle. We're going to be doing 4 different types of stretches. First one, I'd like you to stretch your calves. If this is hindering, it's going to be a little bit hard to use the hip, back hip. So get your back leg straight, okay? If you have a wall, put your hand on the wall and push the wall, okay? It's okay to lean a bit forward and stretch the back side. Let's go 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. For more stretch, spread out your legs apart. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, shit, feel the stretch right here. Hach, kyu, and ju. Okay, next, it looks very similar, but it's a bit different. From here, bend your knee, shift the weight back, and put the weight down. You're gonna feel the stretch right here. Okay, so down. Ich, ni. You're stretching the ankle. Sam, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kyu, and ju. Now switch. Ich. This is necessary to use the back hip. San, shi, go, rok, down, down, shich, hach, kyu, and ju. Okay, shake it off. Next part is very similar, or I guess exactly the same, to the psoas muscle chapter we worked on 2 months ago in the same video course. So I'd like you to spread your legs apart, knees down, flat foot right here, okay? Feet here, hips forward, and stretch the front side of your thigh right here. So get your hip down, breathe out. Hold for 10 seconds. Ich, ni, sam, ship, go, rok, shit, hach, kyu, and slowly come up. Hey, switch the leg, same thing. Ich, ni, sam, ship, go, rok, shit, hach, kyu, and ju. Now let's add a twist. From here, you are going to do this. Okay, bend your knee, face the hips to the side, and you're going to feel the stretch not on the front side, but a little bit inwards. Ich, hip down, ni, sam, ship, go, rok, shit, hach, kyu, ju. Hi, slowly come up, switch, other side. Let me do it this way. Side, ich, ni, right here, sam, ship, go, rok, shit, hach, kyu, and ju. All right, last one. From here, you're gonna get your knees apart, right? Heels to come a little bit together, like a frog, okay? Elbow down, and get your hip close to the heel, okay? You're gonna feel the stretch right here, this part being bent. I would say the further your elbow and your knees are away from each other, the harder the stretch is going to be. Ich, ni, get the hip close to the heel. San, shi, go, rok, shit, hach, kyu, and ju. Okay, slowly, let's stand up. Sorry, I think that was 5 stretches, but please give these 5 a try. Now in the next video, let's activate this muscle so that you can use it for your kihon basics, kata forms, and kumite sparring. I'll see you guys there. If you'd like to watch the next video, come sign up to the Hidden Karate Principles course of the Karate University from the link in the description. I'll see you guys there.